am divorced, yes. Thanks. So supportive you all are. I will say the best part about being a woman and being divorced is that everybody automatically assumes that he was the problem. And I let them. It was me. I was not supposed to get married. How it started. So relevant to the story, I am biracial. My mom's black, my dad's Indian, so that means I am black. Unless I'm running for president, apparently. And my entire life, I've dated nothing but black men. I like them, they like me, that's my shit, okay? I fucked 2 white dudes, not at the same time, 2 different times. 2 was enough. 2, I know there's a lot of y'all in here, I'm about to talk shit. So, 2 was enough, 2 was, okay, so the first one, he refused to kick his dog out of the bed. Okay, so. Some of y'all did not respond because there is no problem y'all saw. And that is the problem. So in the event you needed context clues, we were about to, and the dog was in the bed. And I was like, hey, you gonna get the dog out the bed? And he was like, oh, he's sleeping. I said, oh, does he work? But I didn't want to push the issue because I wanted to respect his culture. So, you know. So the second one, the second white guy, he kept on saying cock. Again, enough of y'all did not respond, which means that problem was not detected. So. Let me go ahead and use it in a sentence right quick. You want this cock? Take this cock. You liked it. By the third cock, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go home. This is what I get for chasing waterfalls. I should have, we know the song, all right. So yeah, 2 was enough. 2 was, I saw what I needed to see. Yeah, y'all didn't send out your best representatives. That wasn't on me. I showed up. I did my part. But 2 was enough. 2 was enough. But yeah, so one day though, I woke up and I was like, you know, I've been with my black men. I had my situations with the white dudes. You know, and I was just like, I should see what my mom was talking about. I should fuck an Indian dude right quick. You know what I mean? It's my whole other half. They deserve a time to shine, right? The problem is I didn't know where to find them because I've never in my life sought them out. You know, I was like, do I just go to the Google headquarters and sit in the cafeteria? Is that like a woo ting-a-ting? Like I don't know how this works. So I decided to get on all the apps because you can find everything on the apps. I got on every single app. I was on the Tinder, the Bumble, the Coffee Meets Bagel, the Corner. That's not even an app. I was just on the corner just hoping some shit happened, you know, and just be like, hey, you know. So I met my ex on Bumble. Now, I did not know he was going to be my ex-husband. I thought he was going to be my starter Brown, you know. I was just gonna get in, get out, leave with a good story. That was the plan, okay? Because I was on Bumble swiping on everything that was brown. If you were Indian, you were going to the right. It was like Uber Eats, but for dick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, right? And like, my ex, in my defense, my ex was also on the apps looking for something very specific. He was on there looking for a nice, quiet, purebred Indian girl. And I tricked him. Right? Because on Bumble, I look Indian as fuck, okay? This is what I look like on Bumble. Yeah, and then I showed up and he was like, why do you sound like that? And I was like, don't fucking worry about that. You here now. We're here. My ex, he was also a cop, which surprised me too, because I didn't know they came in that flavor. I had never met an Indian cop in my life. I was shocked. And my friends were not happy to find out that I was dating a cop because they're black. The exact response was like, bitch, you dating a fucking cop. And I was like, but he's an Indian cop. They were like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know. Just thought it would make it better. But I would tell them, I was like, listen, if y'all hang out with us and some shit pops off, I know he's a cop, but don't look in his direction. That's not what he does. He's not that kind of cop. Like, he had all the copping accessories. He had the gun, the badge, the hat, the uniform, the whole shebang, right? He had all of it, right? But he was not a tough cop. And I knew he wasn't a tough cop because he had a tree nut allergy. Listen, you can't be tough with a tree nut allergy, okay? Sometimes I look at him like, how you a whole cop? How you gonna be the father of my kids, the head of our household, when a fucking pistachio could take you out? If I could take a nut, you should be able to take a nut. We should both be taking nuts together. I put almond milk in his coffee for a week just to see what would happen. Motherfuckers be lying. I will say, I thought I was going to be, I come from a lot of divorce. I got obviously both of my parents are divorced. They you know, my mom has been divorced so many times, I don't know her last name at this point. So many. My dad remarried a while back. He's still with my stepmom. He remarried a white woman. Listen, it was a lot for me, okay? I'm the daughter of 2 immigrants. We don't have white people in our family. This was my first real interaction with a white woman, right? And it was a lot because she would say very white things to me, things that I never heard being raised by 2 immigrants. She would say things to me like, I believe in you. Wild times. When I first moved to New York, I called her and told her about how broke I was. I wasn't begging for money. I was simply letting her know where I was at. And this woman deposited $1,000 into my bank account. $1,000 US, okay? Yeah. That was the moment that I realized that Jesus is white. I know there's been a lot of discussion about that. That's when I was like, no, Jesus is a white woman, matter of fact. From Texas, named Wendy. So, yeah. But divorce was hard. Don't recommend it. It's ghetto. I know. I will say, though, my friends were the ones that they took the brunt of it. We do not celebrate our friends enough when they get us through a breakup, whether it be a divorce or just a breakup. Those friends, like I had 3 friends that were clocking in overtime. Them motherfuckers were like, we gonna get you to the finish line, the promised land. Okay, yes, 3 of them, 2 of them were women, 1 was a dude. The women, the first one I called was my girl, April, I called her the first because April been divorced 3 times. 3 times. April got 3 kids, 1 from each, which I respect. This bitch left with a souvenir each time. And April said, listen, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a trip. We're going to take a little girls trip. We're going to go to DR. We're going to go to DR for a few days, right? Yeah, she was like, you're going to need to get yourself recalibrated, set up, because when you come back, this divorce is going to be hell. So you need to go ahead. So I said, yeah, okay, bet. I believe you. Let's go. So we get to DR. We're at a resort. We're sitting at the bar. We're enjoying a drink. These 2 men approach us. Okay, now were they cute? No, but they were there, right? And sometimes that's all that matters, okay, right? So they start talking to us, and they got these thick accents, like from the movie Taken. Yeah, I know. Right. And I'm not talking about Liam. I'm talking about the people doing the Taken. And they're talking to us. April wants no parts of this. April goes from 0 to in like 2 seconds, okay? And just walks the fuck off. So I follow her because I'm not trying to die. And as we get out of earshot, April grabs my arm and she goes, listen, when you are out of the country, you can't go talking to strange men, okay? That's how you end up getting sex trafficked. I said, April, you are 50 years old. Who the fuck is trying to sex traffic you? What is going on, baby girl? And And she was like, no, I'm serious. Like, I saw it on the news that these men, they're hired by rich people all over the world to come to these small islands to get women to take back to sex traffic them. I said, yeah, I saw that too. But we are not part of that target demographic. April, no one's trying to sex traffic middle-aged women. That's not a thing, okay? That's not a thing. And she kept on insisting. She was like, no, I'm serious. I'm telling you, this is what happened. I said, April, let me walk through this whole scenario. Let's pretend that what you're saying is accurate, okay? Let's suppose that these men were hired by some rich sultan in Abu Dhabi to come to the DR to get women to take back to sex traffic. And somehow, they got us. I don't know how we got, but we got. And somehow they got us to the airport. They got us on the plane. They flew us to Abu Dhabi. We land. They get us off the plane. They put us in a little white van. They drive us to the compound. Do you understand that as soon as we get to that compound and hop out of that little white van, them two dudes are getting fired on site. On site, no questions asked. As soon as we pop out like, surprise, surprise, they're like, y'all motherfuckers gotta go. Nobody's trying to sex traffic middle-aged women. That's not a thing. No one's like, you know what I'm into? Them bitches that are on post and perimenopause. That's my shit. First they hot, then they cold, then they hot again. That's what I like. Also, I am 43 years old. I have been working most of my life. If somebody tried to sex traffic me right now, okay. I'm tired. You mean to tell me I don't gotta work anymore? You gonna take care of me and I just gotta ride some dick every once in a while? This sounds like a deal. All right, I lost some of y'all on that one. That's fair. The last friend that helped me through it, I said it was 3. The last one, the third one, it was one of my guy friends, my guy friend Kunal. He was absolutely useless. So useless. He tried. He showed up. I saw him clocking it. I saw it. You know, you see somebody trying and they're doing a whole lot of nothing. Like that was him. Like he was, and nothing was like. Perfect example. So one night, right after I got separated, I moved into my own apartment. I'm on my own, okay? I'm coming home from a show. It's late. I'm on the train. I meet a man on the train, and I fuck him, okay? Not on the train. We got off the train. We went back to my place. I know I have to clarify in New York because wild things happen on the train. I get it. All right, we were at my place, okay? Next morning, I wake up, he's still in my bed. I expected him to still be in my bed. I didn't think he was gonna like disappear into the night or some shit, right? Right, but what you need to understand, this is the first man that I've been with outside of my ex-husband. This is the first man that I've seen in like a decade outside of my ex-husband. Just brand new, like it was a lot to handle. So, he leaves. I call my best friend Ashanti. I tell her what happened. I say, girl, I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. I met a man on the train. I brought him back to my place because I don't care about living. And I fucked him. And I don't know. I don't know how my life got back to this place. I'm not supposed to be back outside. I'm supposed to be married. I'm supposed to be done. I don't know why I'm embarrassed. Like, and she said, girl. She's like, you're going through a lot. Please be kind to yourself. Please do not feel bad. You know, don't feel any shame. So she did the whole Brene Brown bullshit on me, right? All right, some of y'all caught that, but the rest of y'all just Tony Robbins, whoever you want to choose. Okay, so, and then she asked me 3 questions, 3 good questions. She said, number 1, did you have a good time? Number 2, what did he look like? Number 3, are we seeing him again? Great questions. I call my guy best friend. I tell him the exact same story. He had one question. What train were you on? Useless. You guys have been so much fun. My name's Ayana Duke. Give it up for Eric one more time.